Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 183 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. How are you doing? Magical weekend we have had.
The magic of the FA Cup.
It is the magic of the FA Cup and you always poo-poo it, these cup competitions. Look how special it is. Good, isn't it?
It's only special when you win.
Of course it's only special when you win. But we also had Macclesfield pulling off, I think, arguably the biggest FA Cup shock ever. They're in the National League North. They played the current holders, Crystal Palace. They knocked them out. I mean, that's what the FA Cup's about for us. You know what I mean? It is really special moments. But well done, Macclesfield. Forget about them. We had a great weekend. That is the most important thing on a Wrexham podcast. We had a great weekend, didn't we?
We did.
And we go a bit FA Cup overload this weekend, maybe?
Yeah, it was really weird. We went to watch the Nottingham Forest game on Friday at the racecourse, and then we went to watch Alfie's team, Man City, at the Etihad on Saturday. And it was a bit weird because there was 10 goals.
11 goals.
Well, technically 11, but 10 from Man City, 10 that Alfie was bothered about.
Yeah.
And it was really bizarre because you had all these City fans standing up and cheering, and you were going, I feel like a fraud.
Well, we did say that a few times. I mean, the best they got
and I really wanted Exeter to win.
It was weird, wasn't it? Because Exeter nearly scored early on, and we were like, ooh. They had a header which was tipped over, and me and you kept on going, it'd be good if they scored, wouldn't it? So, yeah, it's a bit weird, but we did it for our son, so, yeah.
The things we do for our kids.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, to all of the people watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and comment on the video if you want to get in touch with us. If you're listening as a podcast, why not leave a 5-star review?
And go over to YouTube and subscribe.
And do that as well. Why not?
It's free.
As a podcast, if you go to the bottom of the description, you can click contact the show if you want to get in touch with us. We've got social media as well. Just search at Me the Wife Pod on all of the big social media. And of course, you can email us, me the wife and WrexhamAFC @gmail.com. What is coming up on this week's show?
Okay, so obviously the big one, we're going to talk about our FA Cup fixture in the third round against Nottingham Forest, which happened last Friday. We have Ryan's Welsh Word of the Week, which is proving to be quite popular with people. Not so much me. I don't know whether it's just the jingle that puts me off, but
yeah, I think it is. I think you like learning new words, don't you? But
really?
Well, Welsh words, you do. You know. Not really.
No.
Shut up, you.
We're also going to look at your comments and your emails. So a bit of correspondence. I hate that word, but Ryan made me say it. And also we look ahead at our Championship League game fixture against Norwich.
How many words did you want to throw in that sentence? Championship League fixture game.
Well, as every week, I have to get as much as I can in because you...
Before.
Yeah. And also the regular fixture of the show, the quiz.
The quiz, yeah. Thrown one of them together again this week.
At 2:00 in the morning?
No. I did it this
morning.
Yeah. Look, we've had loads of you getting in touch. New Year's resolution was we'll try and get back to everybody. We are working our way through. I replied to a load of people on YouTube on Friday night, Saturday, I think. So yeah, working through that. I've responded to a few emails. Shaz's done nothing, but that's fine. It's not me being passive
I
aggressive.
read them and I say, oh, by the way, such and such got in touch. Can you reply?
Or what she does is read them,
Yeah.
just leaves them unread, and then not tell me that they're there.
I'm so busy.
So busy.
So busy.
So busy. Look, Simon Merritt got in touch. He said, what do you think is going to happen to Paul Mullin now he is back at Wrexham? I don't think we really touched on Paul coming. Have we spoke about Paul coming back on the show?
I don't know whether it was after last week's episode.
It might have been. So Paul Mullin. They've Wigan and Paul and Wrexham have come to an agreement where they will end his loan spell at Wigan. Whatever the reason is, it's obviously not working out for Paul at Wigan. So he is now back at Wrexham. I'll come to you first. What do you think, in your mind, is going to happen with Paul Mullin now? He's no longer at Wigan. He's back at Wrexham. What's the next steps for Paul? The rumour is he's going to play in a behind closed doors friendly against Liverpool for Wrexham. I'm not sure how true that is, but what do you think the next logical step for Paul is?
If I was the manager, as much as we all love Paul, and, you know, I think this kind of loan cut short probably is not going to do anything for his confidence. And I feel like that Parky won't want to tar his reputation anymore by coming in the first team of the Championship and possibly making his reputation probably worse for him
when he's already a club legend.
When he's already, you don't want.
Somebody did actually comment that, and I can't remember who it was now. Very similar to what you said. I'm not accusing you of reading that and trying to palm it off as your own. I can guarantee Shanna's not read that. But I can't remember who that is. I do apologise to you. But yeah, I think you're probably right. I think he's got this sort of legend status at Wrexham for the way he performed for us at a certain level in our journey through the leagues. And I think sometimes you should just leave things where they are. Mm-hmm. You know, like when you watched a TV program or something as a kid, and like
or watch Stranger Things and hasn't stopped banging on about it. Paul Mullin. We're not talking about Stranger Things.
Okay.
You can record something on your own if you want to.
No conformity gate chat, no?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, all right then.
I love Stranger Things, but he is getting on my wick now with this conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I am a bit obsessed, and I'm not going to apologise for it because I'm just not. But it has been a bit of a week of me talking about it. So, but we will move on. Paul, I think the next logical step for Paul is another loan. And I think I'm 99% sure that is what will happen. There are apparently a couple of League Two clubs that have made contact and are interested. So we'll see how that one plays out, I think. The other one is obviously Harry Ashfield. There has been interest from specifically Bristol Rovers in Harry Ashfield. So they have made inquiries. I think everything's going quite well with that.
A loan spell
Loan spell.
Good, so you need some game time.
They're
really
pushing
good.
for promotion, obviously, so potentially a very good move for him. Yep. We've seen him feature once in the Championship off the bench.
I bet that was such a dream for him.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, but I think it's probably the right thing for him to go.
Oh, yeah.
And, for his development as well. We've talked about this before. You've mentioned this, that it's great being in and around a Championship squad and training with them every day and getting to be part of that matchday squad. But unless you're getting on that pitch and actually participating and feel like you're contributing something to that, there is a ceiling to how much that experience is actually going to develop you in the long run, I think, without playing proper minutes sort of week in, week out. So probably another good thing there. We had 3 of the younger players. They've all gone out on loan as well, dotted around a couple of different leagues in Wales and some of the lower leagues in English football. Good luck to everyone who's gone out. Jake's obviously gone to Cheltenham permanently. So he's been on loan at Cheltenham. That is now a permanent move. So Jake Bickerstaff's gone. And I've seen some horrible little tweets, and I don't think people are meaning to sound horrible, but it's just the terminology sometimes people use, where sort of people talk about clearing out dead wood. And, I hate that term because it's not dead wood. These players, we all love these players, and it's just that we've progressed past their development. Some of them are still quite young. Do you know what I mean? We have progressed past where their level is at this moment in time. So yeah, good luck to everyone who's come from the Wrexham family, and I hope they do really well. We had an email this week from Kent Gulliford. It's a long one, so I'll just crack straight
Brace
into
yourselves.
it. Yeah,
but it's a good one.
Strap in. So happy to have the latest podcast available today. So this was obviously last Tuesday. It's An Hugoil. A beautiful winter day, me off for an hour's exercise and fresh Wrexham content. What a run of fixtures we've had. I've been so happy, but where I live, nobody knows or cares.
We care, Kent.
Yeah, yes. So nobody knows or cares, so I've been obsessed with trying to interact however I can with supporters on social media, even dipping into Red Passion. I'm testing Ryan's New Year resolution. I don't want Max to leave, but sentiment aside, 20 million and a sell-on would be the biggest statement of intent by some margin and show that money is coming in from all directions. Love the change in tactics and formation. I was so fearful when the big lineup change was announced at Blackburn. We're going to play for a 0-0 and so pleased to be wrong. Sent my effort of Welsh Word of the Week. So, without further ado...
Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week.
It is Welsh Word of the Week. Shall we listen to Kent's attempt at the word anhygoel for last week? Yeah?
Amhygoel. You guys are amhygoel.
Oh,
That is.
So are you, Ken?
Yeah, look, a couple of things from that. I've got 3 points from that.
Oh.
Number one, pronunciation was, I thought, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Second thing is, thank you so much for saying that. That is very sweet of you. We do really appreciate that. And the third thing, which I think is my favourite thing from that clip, is you can hear the snow crunching under his feet. So as he's out doing his little exercise, like he said, having a little walk, you can hear the snow crunching under his feet. I think the gloss of snow has slightly been taken off over the last week for us in this country because it's made it a little bit of a nightmare getting around. But I still very much like that. Thank you very much, Kent, for that one. Tyler also got in touch. He said, I'm writing this in the first half of the Wrexham versus Forest game.
Mad.
And wow, so far, what a half it has been. Hope this ages well. So far, I would like to submit a suggestion for Welsh Word of the Week. And it's cynhyrfu.
Cynhyrfu.
Cynhyrfu. Cynhyrfu.
Cynhyrfu.
That'll do. That's very much. Now, you can get a couple of different meanings from cynhyrfu. So cynhyrfu can mean, so it can mean to sort of be upset, a little bit sort of like wound up and upset. It can mean that. So as with a lot of Welsh words, you do get multiple meanings, but cynhyrfu, really, I sort of Googled it to get it right. I know what it means, but I wanted to get the actual sort of English words just right. And on there, it says to excite, agitate, rouse, provoke, disturb, inflame, or stir up. And I think we certainly stirred up
Oh my God.
a storm on Friday night.
He
So
did.
Cynhyrfu is this week's a word of the week. So thank you very much to Tyler for that one. Much appreciate that.
I'll do this one.
Yeah. Okay, so we got
give yourself a rest.
another message from Linda.
We have. Hello, Linda. I've watched the pods. I'm enjoying the Welsh word of the week, and I'm
Of course she is. Everyone is.
And I'm glad Sian is on the mend. I've actually had to start using my crutches again. But I won't bore you with all that. I do have one question. I've seen several posts / articles / videos about all of the players coming back from injury or from loan this month. How does the 25-person roster work where you have all of those players coming back?
So, we named a 24-man squad. So you're allowed to name a 25-man squad. We named a 24-man squad at the end of the summer transfer window. So you have to confirm your 25-man squad at the end of a transfer window. Mm-hmm. One of them was obviously summer. The second one that happens during the season is the January one. So at the end of the January transfer window, we will need to reconfirm our 25-man squad. So, to answer your question, Linda, we initially named a 24-man squad. There was no Danny Ward in that because he was obviously long-term injury.
Yeah.
There was no Ollie Rathbone in that because also he was injured. Ollie came back from injury and was added to the squad, which then made it a 25-man squad. So that's the first return from injury that you're talking about. Paul Mullin has returned to the club and has not been added to the 25-man squad. Andy Cannon has come back from injury and has also not been added to the 25-man squad as yet. So Jay Rodriguez came back from injury. Obviously, we had a 25-man squad when he returned. Elliot Lee was removed from that 25-man squad because he had a knee injury and he was having surgery. Mm-hmm. And then Jay Rodriguez was added to take it back up to 25. Anyone wondering about Harry Ashfield? He doesn't count because he's under 21. So under 21s do not count. You can have as many under 21s as you like in your 25-man squad. And as I just said, for any new signings we make or any changes we want to make at the end of this transfer window, we then resubmit our 25-man squad. So I hope that answers your question, Linda, as to how that is sort of how all of that. So let's talk about our little bit of deforestation. Can we call it that? Deforestation?
Yeah.
It's a word.
It is a word.
Yes. Nottingham Forest, Friday night.
Obviously I do all the socials and stuff like that, and I put Notts Forest, and apparently that is a football faux pas. So Nottingham Forest fans, if any of you watching this, which I doubt you will,
Which they're not.
No, I apologise. I didn't realise.
You don't need to apologise to them.
Well,
it's fine. It's just
I know what football fans are like, and they're like, "Oh my God, you know nothing about football because you called us Notts Forest."
The general rule is it's Nottingham Forest and Notts County.
The reason why I put
Notts is usually county.
The reason why I put Notts Forest was because it was shorter. That's why. That was purely the reason.
So Notts, Nottingham Forest fans would consider Notts as one side of the Trent,
who they hate.
Yes, and Nottingham Forest is the I wouldn't stress too much about it, but
I haven't stressed. I haven't lost.
No, I know you.
What I don't get is, right, you know, with like you've got Man City, Man United. They're both in Manchester. I don't understand why they hate each other. Liverpool, Everton. They're both in that area in the Mersey.
You don't understand why they hate each other.
Well, they're all from the same place.
Yeah, I know, but the point of it is
Nottingham Forest, Notts County. So they're all in Nottingham.
Yeah, okay, right. So the reason you hate somebody, it's a proximity thing. So you want to be the best team in your town or city, don't you? Yeah. That's what you want. So there is only one other team that can stop you from being the best in your town or city, and that is your closest rival.
Okay.
That is why you hate them so much, because you want to be the best in your city.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Not a problem.
So there was no Max Cleworth.
I know, we had a bit of a meltdown, didn't we? So,
Well, I put him
not
in.
just us, lots of people had a
Everyone is... but Parky said... Obviously, there's this rumour. We talked about this last week on the podcast. Apparently, there's a rumour that Max Cleworth has... or the club have been approached for Max Cleworth to go to Aston Villa. Parky, in an interview before the Forest game, said that he was injured. He had a groin injury, hence why he was not in the lineup for the Forest game. So let's talk about it.
What he actually said was, "No, I haven't heard that at all," which
whatever.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's right that there has been no approach, but for him to say he hasn't heard that, I find a bit odd. But anyway, no, I haven't heard that at all. Max is very much part of our plans. He had a problem with his groin. We decided that whatever happened at Derby last weekend, we would rest him tonight. So according to Parky, that was always the plan.
Okay.
That was always the plan, and we just got off. What was the title of the episode last week? In Parky we trust. We've just got to trust him and believe that what he's saying is true, and there's been no conversations and no approach, and nobody really knows where this rumour's come from. It's come from somewhere. It's not really been reported by any of the news outlets, so let's not worry about it and let's move on, I would suggest.
So the lineup for the FA Cup third round fixture against Nottingham Forest, we had Okonkwo in goal. We had the back three. We had Scar, Hyam and Doyle, which, let me just say, he is just superb at the moment.
Callum Doyle?
Yeah.
I agree. I think
nothing bad to say about that guy, honestly.
He's just getting better and better. And
is.
do you know what? After he got sent off against Oxford, he was obviously sat down for a bit. You know, I like Parky does this naughty child thing where he goes, go over there, sit down and think about what you've done. And he didn't come back.
I'm not angry at you.
No.
I'm just
disappointed,
disappointed, which is worse.
Yeah. And then he sort of didn't play for a few games after his suspension, come back in. And the thing I love about players is not sulking. That's the show. That to me shows your level of professionalism.
It's a fear with younger players, though, isn't it?
Of course,
obviously, you know, they are. He's how old is he? He's not a teenager, is he?
No, he's not. But
he's still young.
He's still young, yes.
And the fear of him being acting like a petulant child is, it can happen.
It can, and
but
I
he
think
hasn't shown that at all.
Not at all. He's, and he is, when he's come back in, I would argue for quite a few of the games that he's come back in since that red card, for me, has been man of the match. He was man of the match when Ollie got it for his 6 minutes. For me, he was man of the match then. He's been man of the match in numerous games since that as well. I can't. There is no argument I can give for what you've said, because I think he's been absolutely fantastic. And for me, I feel a bit sorry in this scenario for Lewis Brunt, because obviously, Lewis was looking really good.
He was.
And he got injured at Middlesbrough. For me, Lewis Brunt doesn't not get back in this team at the moment, because you cannot take Callum Doyle out of that team, because he's been superb. Sorry, I interrupted your line.
So on the right, I always mess this up. On the right, we had Longman, and on the left, we had Kakache.
Yes, so, the missing man was back in the starting lineup.
Apparently people are like, oh, Kakache's a bit rusty, isn't he? Which,
Who said that?
I can't remember. There was a comment on...
I thought he was very good.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good. Very
he
good.
Scored.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, hello. And then we had in the middle, we had Dobson, Sheaf, and Rathbone. It was lovely seeing Rathbone in the starting 11.
Yeah, it was. I think he's. I got a little stat later on, but he's. He doesn't. He hasn't started a lot of games. Big impact, but he hasn't really been starting a lot of games since he's come back from his injury. We know that Phil loves to wrap these players in cotton wool when they're coming back from injury, and it works. So, I'm not, that's not a negative. Phil knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he very much eases players back into the lineup. So.
He does. And then we had Broadhead and Smith up front.
We did. Still no Kiefer Moore. So fingers crossed for him coming back very soon. Although Sam's doing a sterling job at the moment.
He is. To be fair, he is. And I think, you have to. I think, he knows, like we discussed this last week, he knows he's like second option, isn't he?
Yeah, of course.
But when he wants to continue to be that second option.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever Kiefer gets injured or for whatever reason.
Or is 75, 80 minutes into a game, he wants Parky to be looking at that bench and going, right, it's Sam.
Yeah.
And he's certainly, because Kiefer's in his 30s, comfortably into his 30s now. So, and he's had 2 little spells on the sidelines with injuries.
Yeah.
So as a player, I like Sam. Sam should be looking at. Sam probably is looking at it like this. Is that it'd be unusual if this was the last injury Kiefer got this season.
I said, didn't I? I said last week, I said Sam will be in again.
Yeah.
When Kiefer Moore comes back, as awful as it sounds, unfortunately, he's at that age now where he is probably more prone to injury.
100%.
So, yeah, I think we will see a lot more of Sam, and I'm quite glad about that because I really do like Sam at the moment.
It's always when you step up that level, you never really know how players are going to adapt to a higher level of football. He's perfectly comfortable there.
They all have,
Yeah, he's perfectly comfortable at this level.
Yeah.
He's scoring goals at this level. He looks really good. So,
yeah.
More than happy with that. Look, it was a strong team all in all, I would say, Friday night. It was a team that was put out there to go, right, go and win this.
Yeah.
There was no, right, let's rest him. And, what happens.
There was intent.
There was intent to go out and win that tie.
Yeah.
And I do not blame Parky for that because a Forest team that had only won 1 in their last 5 in the league. They're 1 place above the relegation places in the Premier League. You'd sort of go, right, okay, if we're going to go and beat a Premier League team, this is a team that we need to go and beat. I'm really putting in a performance. 16 minutes in, we got a little bit of a sinking feeling. So Douglas Luiz put the ball in. It was disallowed, a judge to have handled it. What was your view of this? Because we saw it in real time and we've seen it on the replay. So what was your interpretation of what happened?
I'm not sure. I think it probably was a goal.
Okay, right.
But
is this after my T-shirt line description that I gave you, or were you like, no, that was a goal?
It's probably after the T-shirt thing. Yeah.
So I've watched it back as well, and I probably agree. I think when we were watching it in real time at the ground, we were like, that is obviously handball. That's obviously handball.
And we had a screen in front of us as well.
We had a screen in front of us.
We had the media in front of us.
We did.
Well, TNT it was, wasn't it?
We did. I tell you who we had in front of us. Put a pin in that for a minute. We had the woman that was interviewing the managers at the end of the game for TNT. Like the little, when they have that sort of board behind them. She was sat in front of us watching replays, making notes and all that sort of stuff, wasn't she? And that was quite interesting. I loved having that little screen in front of us because every time something happened, everyone collectively around us, their head just went like that to the screen.
We're all peering over trying
to watch the replays. I actually quite enjoyed that.
Little shout out, to the club. Could we make that a permanent fixture, please?
Yeah, that'd be great if we could do that. Yeah.
A screen in front of everyone's chair.
Yeah, little personal screens. That'd be great. I've watched it. I was adamant that was handball. The ref slowly disallowed it. I was a little bit worried for a minute. I've seen the replays back. If that was against us, I'd be disappointed because it hits him shoulder/arm. The rule now for anybody who doesn't know, if you're wearing a short sleeve shirt, football shirt, if the ball hits you above the bottom of that shirt line, that's not handball. That's classed as shoulder. It hits him right on the top of the arm. So that's what I'm talking about when I say T-shirt line. Not handball for me. we'll take that
Oh, yeah.
and run to the hills with that all
Yeah.
day long, but not handball for me. 37 minutes in, Dobbo, great work winning the ball back. Goes to Libby. Libby fires it in the bottom corner. His first goal for Wrexham. He sort of, at first I felt like he was celebrating quite sort of laid back, and then he did a little scream in front of the crowd, and I was like, oh god, he's in. He's got I was looking at him. He's got one hell of a tight perm on him, hasn't he? Do you know who he reminds me of? Sort of like 70s Tom Jones. He's got like a 70s.
It might be natural.
It might well be natural, but it's like a proper Tom Jones perm he's got on the go there, and it was yeah.
There was Nigel who listens to the show. He was away, I think, for his anniversary. Happy anniversary, Nigel, and your wife, Nigel Colton.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
And he said he put a picture of Ollie and Kakache. I think it was on his Twitter feed, and he basically said, "I want curly hair too." And I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we didn't sit back on that lead either. We were like, right, let's go again. I would argue that is a criticism a lot of Wrexham fans have placed at Wrexham's door, the players' door, over sort of, recent months, where we go one ahead and we're a little bit sort of, we sort of sit back a little bit too much. But we full on went for it. 3 minutes later, we go again. Broadhead has the ball, slides it through to Ollie. Ollie gets it out of his feet. Not the best finish, a little bit close to the keeper, but keeper doesn't stop it. 2-0 up, dreamland then. You're like, right, we're going toe-to-toe with a Premier League team, and we are beating them. It probably should have been 3 as well. I'll come to that in a minute. But that is 4 goals for Ollie in his last 7 games for the club.
Mad.
And he's only started 2 of them. And that's the Notts Forest game and the Blackburn game. But he's managed to score in the last 7 games. Some of these games he's only played 4, 5, 6 minutes. 4 goals in 7 is absolutely fantastic. Because when we signed him, he wasn't really known for goals, at Rotherham. So it's really nice that he's added goals to his game, and he's looking really good at the moment. But yeah, like I said, we probably should have been 3-0 up at half-time. Sam Smith went clean through. Great first touch to get it out of his feet. One-on-one with the keeper. Just
straight at the keeper.
Yes, not a great finish, unfortunately, for Sam. I think 3-0 at that point, game's done. For me, I think game's done. 3-0 up at half-time. You're going to get pegged back, but I think that's good enough to win the game. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. But at half-time, we're 2-0 up. Everyone has a chance to breathe. What were you then expecting from that second half at that point?
More of the same.
More of the same.
More of the same, but I knew that, I anticipated that Forest were going to come and, come back at us. But I'm not, I don't know whether they did.
I mean, they made 3 changes at half time.
They did, which shows fear. For me,
I'm not sure it shows fear. I think what it shows is they felt they did not perform in that first half.
Yeah, no.
And I would probably agree with that. They brought on Dominguez, Gibbs White, and Nico Williams as well. I would say it is quite rare for a rival player to get a good reception at the racecourse or at any club. The last one I can remember is probably Anthony Ford. When Anthony Ford came back for Burton, he got a really nice reception from the Wrexham fans. I would say it is rarer than a leprechaun riding a unicorn that a rival player gets a good reception when he has never played for that club. That for me is so unique. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before, because Nico has never been involved at Wrexham at all. He is born literally just up the road, a couple of miles up the road. It's classed as Wrexham where he's from. He played for a team called Kevin United. And from Kevin United, he went straight to Liverpool. So he's never had anything to do with Wrexham. Never played a game for us, never been part of the youth setup. So for a player like that to get such a good reception when he was warming up, when he came on at half time, I was baffled by it, if I'm completely honest. Not that I was like, oh no, he shouldn't be getting this, because he is a local lad, but I just found it odd, if I'm perfectly honest.
He's a local lad that's done good, isn't it? And
I get that, but
nice
you know what football's like. That's almost unheard of for something like that to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe people were like, because I clapped him, but maybe people were doing it to kind of like take him aback and put him off. Go,
I don't know.
I can't really. I don't really want to play really well for these because they are being really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think the change.
I doubt that's what he was thinking.
No, I doubt that. Yeah, the changes they made at halftime for me made a big difference. We've sort of spoke about this off camera. Me, you, my dad, Alfie, and I think the one person that you'd probably pick out from that second half was probably Morgan Gibbs-White. And I was shocked by how good he was, because I very much felt like he for me was head and shoulders above anybody on that pitch. The Wrexham players put in big effort and put in big performances, but from the Notts Forest point of view, he was just like, I was taken aback by how good he was.
Did he win Player of the Match?
No.
Not for us. I mean, TNT do it, don't they?
No, he didn't. No, but I thought he was fantastic, and when he started pulling the strings and controlling the game, I was a little bit worried, and I think Igor Jesus pulled one back on 67 minutes to make it 3-2. It was almost cleared off the line, but it wasn't. And I had a bit of a sinking feeling at that point. But yeah, I think when it went to 2-1, I sort of, in my head, I was like, it's going to go 2-2, it's going to go 3-2, and we've had our chance, and that Sam Smith chance was sort of playing on my mind a little bit at that point, going, how costly is that going to be moving forward? And I was sort of sitting there thinking, here we go, the Premier League team are going to play up to the level that they are, and then we're going to struggle a little bit. But 5 minutes later, Dobbo puts in an absolutely fantastic free kick in the perfect area, and Dom Hyam scores his first goal for the club. I think Ali McCoy said on the commentary that I've watched back after the game, he said it would have been criminal not to finish that cross because it was that good. And it was a fantastic, absolutely fantastic cross. Dom tucked it away for his first Wrexham goal. So pleased for him. But I think we all knew it wasn't over. No. We conceded a second pretty much straight after we'd scored.
Yeah.
Callum Hudson-Odoi, who'd pretty much just come on. He sort of made it 3-2, and we held on, and we held on, and we held on, and it was very much the Nottingham Forest show after that, I would say. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi popped up again, 89th minute, 1 minute to go. Great goal, if I'm honest. Great control, tucked it away, made it 3-3. I think Windass had a chance right at the end, didn't he? But he just missed it completely.
Yeah.
When the 90 finished, were you of the mindset, whatever happens from here on in, the lads have given it their all?
Yeah.
Or were you like, no, we need to push?
A bit of both, really. Yeah. I thought, do you know what? If we don't get through to the fourth round, the lads did really well, and everyone should be proud of them. But then I thought, but I really want to like.
We've had our chances to win this, so
we
if
were
we don't
doing-
go on and win it,
Yeah.
there's a bit of that as well, isn't
But then
there?
you've got the pressure of added. You've got the added time, and then you've got extra time, and then you've got. Well, then you go to penalties.
Yeah,
and it's
I
just
mean-
like I said, I knew we were going to go to penalties. I just felt like we were going to go to penalties.
Yeah, I sort of felt that as well. I mean, in extra time, Windass had a little bit of a chance. It was sort of not a chance. I suppose you couldn't put it, but it was half a chance. Arthur also made a good save right at the end, but it felt destined. You're probably right for penalties. I think. So the first two were scored. James McLean stepped up, and I think you turned to me and went, "What is he taking a penalty for?"
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I thought this isn't going in. And do you know what?
And you weren't wrong.
No, I wasn't. To be honest, it looked miles off where we were sitting.
It did.
But you looked back at the thing and you said, actually, it wasn't that far off.
There's a replay which shows from behind them him taking that penalty. It's not a million miles off, but I think it's so much worse when you don't hit the target from that close in. Regardless of what you're trying to do, he's trying to put it right in the top corner. Regardless of what you're trying to do, you've got to hit the target. You've got to. If the keeper saves it, he saves it. But you can't miss from that, from there.
Well, you can.
Well, you can, yes.
You can, clearly.
Arthur sort of rescued him a little bit. The very next penalty, Alfie turned to me and went, well, Jesus isn't missing. Bang, Arthur saves it. And I turned to him and I went, what? And he went, and he goes, oh, okay, fair enough. Rodriguez it was who tucked away our fifth. And then obviously Arthur's moment, Amari Hutchinson stepped up and Arthur saved it brilliantly.
Oh
to
my
be fair.
God, it was just...
Brilliant save. The little celebration when he walked off. He's just so chill, isn't he?
I saw somebody commenting saying, well, he didn't really celebrate that goal very much. And I was like, that's because he's so laid back and he is, you could see how much it meant to him.
There are a few tweets I've seen where people have gone, it's the walk-off. After he saves it, that makes it better.
Yeah.
That he's just like,
I just saved the goal to get us through to the fourth round.
Yeah, did that.
What?
Yeah. And what? So look, fantastic. We're through on penalties. Penalties are great when you win them.
Yes.
They're horrible when you lose.
And during, they're very stressful.
Yeah, they are a little bit.
But Arthur and the lads did spot on. And
absolutely.
I'm glad for Jay Rodriguez as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I think when he was stepping up, it definitely happened. Came back in my mind when he missed that penalty for us. I can't remember who we were playing.
Stockport. So he missed against Stockport, and then he tucked it away. You can't do that in a penalty shootout.
You can't.
No,
exactly. So that's what. That kind of came to my mind. But I'm glad he scored, and
yeah. I mean, so. How does that rank for you in the games that you've been to see? We're not going to go back to Arsenal and that. I was at the Arsenal game, the Middlesbrough game, the West, but you obviously weren't. So how does that rank for you in the games that you have been to? So if you think back at like the Notts County game, the Charlton game, the Coventry game, Boreham Wood when we got promoted from the National League, Sheffield United. Where does that game rank for you?
I don't think you can top any kind of promotion game.
Okay, so like the Boreham Wood game, for example, the Charlton game, the Forest Green game, them promotion games, they're right at the top for you.
Yeah. And then we've got like the
Covent. Oh, the Dover. Dover. I didn't even think about Dover.
There's so many that I can't rank them all. They're all
Coventry away was special as well, though, wasn't it? And that was FA Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dismiss. You're happy that any game where you go out and you win promotion,
it's exciting as well.
That's they're the ones for you. But
it's got to be.
But let's go. I think Notts County's got to be right up there.
That's
a game and a half that was as well.
Yeah.
But let's put the league games to one side.
That's because of the rivalry, though, I think.
Yeah. So let's just focus on FA Cup games.
Okay.
So the Sheffield United 3-3, the Coventry 4-3, and the Nottingham Forest game, which was 3-3, and we won on penalties. For you, out of them three, how would you rank them three? For you personally.
Coventry.
Where? Third?
First.
Okay.
Not second. Notts
Yeah.
Forest second. And
Notts.
Sheffield. Sheffield United last.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to do.
I would agree. I would completely agree with you. And the weird thing is, Coventry they're not even a top flight team. They were Championship, but we were National League at the time.
Yes.
And
So that's
you
why.
did ask me this question. You sort of, you asked me, this has got to be, how does this sort of compare to like the Arsenal game from the early 90s? And I said to you, it doesn't compare. It doesn't even come close because, when we beat Arsenal, that was Arsenal's 100% starting 11 that they played in the league week in, week out. There never used to be this rotation that people do now. So that was their first. They were first in the top flight, and we were bottom of the fourth division, which is now League Two. The gap there was like 91 places. What we did on Friday night, we're 9th in the Championship, and they're 17th in the Premier League. I mean, quick maths is that's only 12 places difference in the pyramid. So even though they're a Premier League team, I love the game. I love beating a Premier League team. It just doesn't. The two don't compare because there isn't that gap that you had with the others. But yeah, I think Coventry's still right up there for me.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it was my first FA Cup away game, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it was. Yeah, fantastic. So we're through to the fourth round. Ideal world. Who do you want? Home or away, and why?
I think away. And I think like a team we don't know because obviously Liverpool are playing tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, someone like another Premier League team.
Away.
Yeah. So we can go to a big ground again.
Would you not like a Premier League team at home
I
to see if we
would.
can go and stuff them as well?
But then I kind of think,
not that we stuffed not Nottingham Forest, but I'm just saying, would you not like to have a go at another Premier League team at home, or would you rather the away day of going to a Premier League team?
Yeah, maybe I would prefer a home game, purely for the fact that we feel like we've got more of a chance. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, I do like away days, but I think you think, don't you? Like you've got the likes of Grimsby; they've gone through, haven't they?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Can't
I
remember
wasn't really. Yes, I think so. They beat Weston-super-Mare.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
So because we've got a Premier League team in the third round, it'll just be we'll get Macclesfield or something. Not there's anything against Macclesfield.
No, I
but
know.
But then you think, I thought.
But then you can beat them, and then you can potentially beat them and potentially move on. Yeah.
But it's only potentially because look what Macclesfield did.
Look what Macclesfield did.
Exactly. So
they've done that
never
to a Premier League team. They could easily do that to us.
So you think, oh yeah, if we get Macclesfield or Grimsby, then we've got a chance to get through to the fourth round because you know. What?
Fifth. We're in the fourth round now.
I thought it was the third round.
It was the third round, so we're now in the fourth. And what you're saying is if we get Macclesfield or Grimsby, we've got a good chance to get through to the fifth round.
So yeah, but then you kind of think, actually, after watching not watching Macclesfield, but hearing about Macclesfield, you think it's not.
I want to avoid that. Honestly, I want to avoid them
it's not
like
a given.
the plague.
It's not a given because they are lower than you. They have got something to prove.
Yes.
And they are going to come all guns blazing.
Yeah.
So I think I don't want a championship team because we're playing them already.
Yeah,
it's boring,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think another Premier League team. I'd like an away day, but I think for the sake of possibly winning more so, I think I'd change my mind and have a home game.
I think I would like Newcastle away.
Yeah, you did say that yesterday.
Newcastle away for me. I've never been to St James's Park.
Yeah.
I would love to go there.
Bit of a trek, but
bit of a trek, but it just means we get to stay away in Newcastle for the weekend. I'd love to go. I'd love to go and watch Wrexham there. Because I think it would be great. But at the same time, you do sort of think maybe if you're going to get a Premier League team, maybe not. I don't know if I'm honest. I don't know. It's sort of weird where your head's at, isn't it? You're in the fourth round. You really want to focus on the league, but the FA Cup's so amazing. You just want to go again, and you want to beat someone else, and then you want to get to the next round. It just takes over. It is all-consuming, I think, the FA Cup. That you can say you don't care about it, or you want to focus on the league a little bit more, but when you're there in that moment and you get moments like you got on Friday night, you just want to go again and you want to beat someone else. Look, the draw is today, so if you're watching this on a Monday, the draw is roughly 7 p.m. UK time, so this is obviously out at 6 p.m, so it depends how early in you're actually watching this. Keep an eye out for who we've got, and we'll talk about it next week. Quick fantasy EFL update. Amy Wilcox is still in first, Ben Parker second, and Ian Dougal is in third. Eric sent us a message, didn't he?
He did.
He was like, I'm in the top 3, and then I checked, I was like, no, you're not.
Maybe he was when he was
at some point
at the time.
I've had a mare. We were driving back from the Man City game, listening to results, and so this was about 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I went, I didn't do me team, so I think I got about 10 points this week. So I've almost written it off, but I'm not doing that. I'm back in. I've got to focus on this, and I've got to. It's my league, for God's sake. I need to be putting in more of an effort with this. But Eric, I think you're 3 or 4 points behind third place at the moment, so you're almost there to breaking into that one. One game coming up this week, Sian.
We do. So we are back at the racecourse again on Saturday, the 17th of January. Kickoff is at 3 p.m, and we are playing Norwich. It's our 27th league game of the season. Norwich are currently 22nd in the Championship on 24 points. They've won 2 of their last 5 games in the league, so they've lost 2 and drawn 1. Away form this season, they've won 3, lost 5 and drawn 5. Sorry.
That is not the order I put that in.
I know it's not. That's why it threw me. Undefeated in their last 3 away games, drawn 2, won 1. We are undefeated in our last 10 games at home. So we've won 6 and drawn 4. Lovely. And we've not lost. We've not lost at home since the 13th of September against QPR.
Correct.
And we are going. We are going for 5 wins in a row.
Yeah,
in the league.
In the league, yeah, because we've already won 5 in a row after Friday night, but 5 in a row in the league. Yeah, so a couple of players to keep an eye on for Norwich. You got Josh Sargent, striker. He has scored 7 goals for Norwich this season. A bit of a strange season for him and Norwich as well. So Norwich are the sort of team that you would expect to be up in or around the playoffs, but they're obviously in the relegation zone at the moment, and they've struggled a lot this season. Josh Sargent was scoring for fun last season. He's only scored 7. I say only scored 7, but I think for him, you would really expect more from him, I think, at this point. They've also got Jovan Makama, who scored 9. So I think they're definitely the 2 we need to keep a close eye on when we face them on Saturday. We last played them on the 20th of September when we won 3-2 at Carrow Road. Josh Windass has scored in his last 3 appearances against Norwich, 4 goals and 1 assist. He scored 5 against them in total. His second most fruitful opponent in his career, scoring 5 against them. His most fruitful opponent, he scored 6 against Morecambe in his career.
Okie doke.
There we go. Prediction, Sian.
I'm just opening it now. I'm going to go 3-2 Wrexham, you know.
Same as the away game.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'm going to go for 2-0.
Okay.
I was so close to getting my prediction right against Nottingham Forest. I went 3-2 Wrexham. I was literally a minute away from doing it, but yeah, never mind. Look, if you do want to support the show...
Sorry,
then
2-0?
I am 2-0, yes. If you would like to support the show, you can do so in a few different ways. Like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you enjoy the podcast, then leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen on. You can obviously super chat us on our YouTube lives in our pre and post game. They're over on YouTube, so go and check them out. Massive thank you to Sarah and also Jake from Windy City, who supported us in our post-game live on YouTube on Friday night. It is very much appreciated. You can all
I hate it when you do that. It gives me the ick.
Like a scat man.
It gives me the ick.
Okay.
Stop.
You can also buy us a coffee. You can do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. That's on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube. Yes, so this week, Rob Green, thank you very, very much to Rob for buying us some coffees this week. He left us a message. He said, "Hi guys, share the wealth time. Thanks to the madcap prediction of 3-2, I placed a bet and cashed out when it hit that score and bagged a very nice £500 profit. What a game. Only fair that you get a cut. Buy some posh coffee. What a night." Now, one thing, Rob, we are super thankful for you doing that. I would like to throw out a warning to you, Rob.
A caveat.
A little caveat. I am not the person to be following off a cliff on a regular basis when it comes to predictions. I don't mind if you want to do it now and again, but my predictions are not the best. If you want to bet on our predictions, based on what I've seen this season, Sian's probably your woman for that one because she's beating me at the moment.
I don't want that responsibility, so please don't.
Gamble responsibly, everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest. Linda as well bought us a coffee. She said, because that was an exciting game. In my opinion, the ESPN people calling the game were excessive with the whole Hollywood story, Hollywood owner, Hollywood, insert word here. I think the lads have proved themselves to be contenders. It's not just a Hollywood story. Arthur's save was fantastic. I have no words for McLean's penalty. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, and also massive thank you. We've already mentioned him once on the show, but massive thank you to Kent, who also bought us coffee this week. So thank you very much to all of you. It is much, much appreciated. One thing before we move on, there was another message. Somebody, it might have been Linda, asked if, I don't think it was Linda actually, it might have been Tam Chin maybe.
Yeah, they messaged us.
Yeah, they've asked if anybody outside of the top tier, I think people, especially people new to the club and new to the sport, are trying to gauge how excited to get by the FA Cup. Of course, individual games like Friday night are really exciting, but how much should your expectation build for the competition as a whole, which I think is fair, and it's a fair question to ask. And they asked if anybody outside of the top tier had ever won the FA Cup. So yes, they have, although the last time a team outside of the top tier of English football won the FA Cup was in 1980, and that was West Ham. So has it happened? Yes, but not for the last 46 years. So so you build your expectations based on that, but every record is there to be broken, isn't it? It depends what sort of run you get in the cup, what sort of teams you pull out of the draw, how well you play in them individual games. So let's wait and see. You can get a bit excited, it's fine.
If you'd like to contact the show, you can do so. You can comment on this YouTube video. You can also click contact the show at the bottom of the description if you listen to us as a podcast. You can also find us on social media. Just type in @MeTheWifePod and we will pop up with our little logo. Or you could email methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it is a mental health. Don't laugh at me. I try not to do the...
Because it gives me the ick.
Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other is on Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you want to get on them calls, the best thing to do is go to the Wrexham AFC website, go to the community tab and scroll to health and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. Alternatively, all the details of how to get on them calls are in the description of this and every video we have ever done on YouTube. They also meet up in person in the Dragon Chat room at the Miners Project at 1 p.m. on every Saturday home game and 6:15 for the midweek games. Quiz time. Quiz this week is all based around Friday night.
Okay.
Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're nearly done. Question 1. So Dom Hyam and Libby Kakache scored their first goals for Wrexham on Friday. But who was the last Wrexham player to score their first goal for the club? Options, don't worry.
Oh, God for that.
Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Good. You just
How rude.
You had such a confused look on your face.
That's
then.
just my face.
I know. Yeah. Options: Josh Windass, Lewis O'Brien, Nathan Broadhead, or Ryan Hardy.
Nathan Broadhead.
It is Nathan Broadhead, yes, on the 23rd of September against Reading in the EFL Cup. He scored his first goal for the club. Yes, I thought it was Ryan Hardy, if I'm honest. I wrote it. But yeah, I fact-checked it. It is Nathan Broadhead. It's the last person to score their first goal for the club. Question 2. Arthur saved 2 penalties on Friday. Who were the opponents the last time Arthur saved a penalty in a penalty shootout? Okay, so not during a game, in a penalty shootout.
Okay.
Was it Hull City, Peterborough, Port Vale, or Bradford City?
I'm going to say Peterborough.
Okay. When was this? Do you remember?
No.
No. Okay. It was Peterborough. You are correct. It was the EFL Trophy semi-final at the racecourse, 26th of February 2025. He saved a penalty during the game, I think, in that as well. Not sure. But anyway.
I can't remember what I did last week.
Yeah, okay. Question 3. The FA Cup can be quite a feisty affair. When was the first yellow card shown on Friday night? Was it first half, second half, extra time, or were there no yellow cards?
I don't think there were any yellow cards. Yeah, no yellow cards.
No yellow cards? That's wrong. I think there was 5 in total. First one didn't come until the 87th minute. Omari Hutchinson was the first one to get booked. So second half was the answer for that one. Unlucky. Question 4. Nottingham Forest was our second Cup 3-3 this season. Who else did we draw 3-3 with in the League Cup? There are no options for this because it would make it too obvious if there was. So our last 3-3 Cup game, and that was earlier on this season in the League Cup. Who was it?
I don't know, Hull City. I don't know.
It was Hull City, yes. I'm pretty sure. Were you at that game? I know I was working during it. It was when Ollie Palmer popped up and scored 2.
Yes, I was there, yeah.
Yeah, you were there, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
I was there.
So there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. So that is 3
Out of 4.
out of 4. Question 5. We had 120 minutes of exciting football on Friday, but how many total shots were there during the game? Was there 23, 31, 39 or 48?
I have no clue, so I'm just going to go 39.
Okay. There was 48 shots on Friday night. Not all on target. I'm not saying that, but there was.
I should know that because I do the final whistle
You
thing.
do, yes.
That's really bad.
I thought you might know that. That's 3 out of 5, though.
Yeah.
Decent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would say so. It's very middling, but I'll give you that.
Whatever.
Look, we've got the draw to look forward to. If you've watched this when it's actually been released at 6 p.m, then you've probably missed the draw. So go and check who we got. If you're listening as a podcast, you got loads of time. Don't worry, because the podcast usually comes out around 2:30 p.m. UK time. So you've got a couple of hours till the draw. If you listen to it after Monday, you probably already know everything we've said's a load of rubbish. So
don't fast forward though. Still watch.
Don't fast forward. Still watch it all. Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a very exciting weekend. Exciting and tiring.
Oh my God, I don't think I've... Yeah, walking a long way with 2 crutches.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No, it wasn't. You did a lot of walking on... not so much walking on Friday, but a bit of walking. But more walking on Saturday. Yes, it was... we all got up quite late on Sunday, didn't we? We were all pretty...
I didn't see Sunday morning.
No, Sian and Alfie did not see Sunday morning. They were very much like students, the pair of them, getting up in the afternoon. I was up in the morning, obviously. But yeah.
I didn't even hear you getting out of bed.
No, even for me, I was up late.
Because you are quite an early bird.
It was gone 9 o'clock when I got out of bed.
Oh, really?
So, yes, it was.
Was I asleep then?
You were fast asleep, yeah. So yeah, busy weekend, but very enjoyable. We hope you've enjoyed the weekend and the game on Friday night. Next game, Norwich. We'll be doing a pre-game and post-game live on YouTube. Let us know what you think. We're doing the pre-games, we're doing the post-games. We get very big numbers on the post-games, not so much on the pre-games. We don't really do a lot. We just announce the lineup and a few little bits. If you want us to carry on with both, let us know. If you think it's just the post-games that people really want to see, just give us your feedback because we'd love to know. So yeah, catch us on them on Saturday. If you don't join us for them, we'll see you next Monday for episode 184. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.
Bye.